Melissa Koerner from FriendYourBody.com. Happy Valentine's Day. I thought in honor of Valentine's Day I would share with you a healthy alternative to store-bought chocolate. So instead of giving your loved one a box of chocolates that's typically loaded with, all kinds of funky chemicals, why not give your loved one some homemade organic chocolate-covered strawberries? Yum. So that way you can sort of give the gift of something sweet, you can avoid all those chemicals, plus it's always nice to be able to give something that you made from scratch. So these are really simple and easy to make. You're only going to need 3 ingredients. You're going to need some chocolate. Get some good quality organic chocolate. I prefer the kinds of chocolate that have a higher percentage of the cocoa or cacao in it. So I like this particular brand. They're organic. So you're going to need about a cup of that. Some strawberries, some fresh, organic, washed strawberries. I washed these a little while ago so they're dry. You want to make sure that they're not wet because it's going to make it difficult when you're dipping them in the chocolate. And then finally some coconut oil. I recommend putting a little bit of coconut oil in the chocolate as you're melting it because it helps the chocolate sort of stay nice and smooth and creamy. So let's get into making this wonderful recipe. So first thing you're going to do is just measure out about a cup of the chocolate morsels. And then what you're going to do is measure out about a teaspoon of the coconut oil. And there's lots of good brands out there. I like the Dr. Bronner's. There's a number of other ones that I use, but preferably a certified organic one. So we're just going to measure out about a teaspoon of that. Put it right in there. And then, as you can probably hear, I have a double boiler going behind me here on the stove, so I have some water boiling, and I'm just going to put my chocolate on top of that in my glass bowl, and then I'm going to grab a wooden spoon, if I can find one somewhere. I think I have one here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just very gently mix the chocolate as it's melting. It's going to get nice and smooth. The coconut oil actually adds a nice little coconut flavor as well. We're almost there. You want to make sure that you get it nice and smooth. You shouldn't see any of the morsels left. They should be completely melted. Perfect. And I'm going to turn my chocolate's pretty much melted. I'm going to take it off the stove and put it on my cutting board here. And then I have a cutting board lined with some parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is put my parchment covered board right next to the chocolate, and I've got my strawberries pre-washed and dried. I let them dry a little bit. I like to leave the stems on because it's just a little bit easier to dip. You can take them off and just use a fork if you prefer. So here we go. Now the dipping. Now I'll just put my spoon aside. Okay, since the bowl here is hot, I'm going to use my mitt. So I'm just going to very gently dip the strawberry in the chocolate and just try to cover it as evenly as possible. Dip it and then lay it on its side. And I usually try to go through when I'm looking through the strawberries in the container, I try to pick out the biggest ones, and I typically will use those to make my chocolate covered strawberries. Okay, so I'll dip this one, cover it evenly, put it on. just making 6 strawberries. That'll be plenty for the two of us, for my boyfriend and I, but knock yourself out, you know, make as many as you want. Okay, perfect. All right, and then we'll take a closer look, and there they are, beautiful. And so now what you need to do is take your chocolate-covered strawberries and put them in the refrigerator for about an hour or until the chocolate gets hard. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. They're absolutely delicious. If you like this recipe and you want more recipes and health and fitness tips, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, go to friendyourbody.com to download your free Get Fit Starter Pack. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'll talk to you soon.